I was going to do a proper intro, but Nicky Roth is straight away blasting Jozef Chen into the wall. It is so interesting to see how Jozef will handle this pressure from Nicky Roth. And also if you see, because of this wall, Jozef is not completely in supine guard. Also he's not completely like sitting, so he cannot play like a regular butterfly guard. So he's like something in between, and it's hard to pummel when you are like that. So let's see if he'll manage to escape this position. Nicky Roth is forcing him into this wall. I think it's easier for him to pass the guard from this position. But also he cannot go into north-south, so Nicky Roth is trying to put pressure on Jozef. Jozef just framing, pushing the shoulders of Nicky. It is interesting to see how relaxed Jozef is when he's playing guard. And also this position is so interesting, how he's like in between supine and seated guard. So let's see, just framing the shoulders, keeping his knee line free. Maybe he can get into like false 3 position from here. Nicky Roth is putting a lot of pressure on him. Yeah, but now he backed away. That was nice, just backing away and straight into like a Torando pass. That was nice from Nicky. Double underhooks and nothing there. Because Jozef is so flexible, like if you can hug his head like this is very good. You never want to let people hug your head. And now Jozef is pummeling his right leg inside. That was very nice. Just every time people try to hug your head, just frame the shoulders of theirs, keep a distance. Watch how Jozef is framing with his hands all the time. Recentering with Nicky Roth. Just like self-framing. If you see like his hands, that is also important because Nicky will not be able to throw the hips of Jozef into the other direction so he can pass the guard. So when you self-frame, your hips are like stuck into the middle. And it's harder for your opponent to throw you, like to throw your hips into either direction. Jozef is doing that a lot. That is interesting. Nicky Roth is still trying to get into this split squat position. Let's see. Dima is watching them. Dima said that Jozef Chen is the only one who is calling for Nicky Roth every time they have like a training session. So that is interesting. People avoid him at all cost. Nicky Roth is putting pressure, but every time he feels a little bit of danger, like he's backing away and re-attacking. Okay, that was very nice clear from that De La Hiva grip. Nicky Roth did. Again into this like split squat position, let's see. Yeah, maybe Jozef Chen can get into a false 3 position because Nicky is pushing this position a lot. Maybe if Jozef goes into a sit-up guard, it will be easier for him to get under Nicky Roth. Because he will be able to chase him. Because right now he's just playing supine guard and he's waiting for Nicky to attack and then get into it. You see, like, then get under him. And this is a better position for Jozef. He needs to get like a good angle now. Okay, single leg kicks, let's see. He's using that right short hook of his to maintain like a distance. Let's see if he'll manage to do something. Yeah, he's trying to get the other leg of Nicky. That was very smart. You always want to put your opponents on the hips. And after that, attack the legs or go into a wrestle up. Okay, waiter sweep maybe for Jozef. Let's see, he's trying to get under Nicky. But Nicky is keeping his like right hip heavy. So it's hard for Jozef to like move him from here. Maybe Nicky can backstep from this position. He's trying to get an underhook, but that will be hard. Let's see, he needs to get like a taller position here. Because he's just like wasting time. Just clear that right hook of Jozef and like put pressure. This is good. This is good. This also can work. Either this or you stand up tall and completely clear the hooks of your opponent from this single leg X position. But this position that Nicky is right now, it is so exhausting for Jozef Chen. Every time Jozef tries to move him, he's completely wasting energy. And Jozef Chen let go of that position. Again into supine guard. Just trying to retain the guard, self-framing. That is a very important detail Jozef Chen is doing. And again, Nicky Roth is trying to put pressure from this headquarters position. That like backstep was so nice. Now he's into this like leg drag position, but the left knee of Jozef is framing the hips of Nicky. Yeah, and he escaped. But that was a good attempt from Nicky. Also, you can transition into body lock from there. And he's again trying the same position, you see. But maybe Jozef can elevate him. Yeah, but not now. It will be hard. He's putting a lot of hip pressure now on Jozef. But it is also harder for Nicky to move when he's putting that much pressure on Jozef. And now they're going to have 1 minute rest and they will go into the next round, which will be again 5 minutes. Because they are training for CGI, they're copying the rule set. Okay, let's go, second round. Snap down for Nicky Rod, straight into a headlock. Let's see if he'll try to finish it or go behind the elbows of Jozef, so he can take the back of his. Jozef is doing this like high hip defense. Okay, transitioning the grips, Nicky's. Jozef has very good back defense from these positions. So I learned a lot watching him defend the back. It is interesting how open he is when he's defending this back take. Because most people try to like shell up and defend it like that, but Jozef likes to be like more free and move instead of being like shelled up and being defensive all the time. If you can see, like, he is now defensive, but then he will open up. Like, watch how he's like getting higher, trying to gain like a good like a hip positioning all the time, even though he's on bottom. Also, I think he's waiting for Nicky Rod to try to put a hook in and then do his like 4-point defense. But Nicky Rod is not falling for the trap. He's just being like safe, not even trying to take the back right now. Just trying to break down Jozef, keeping him in a steady position, not being able to create momentum. If you see, like, he's heavy on the hips of Jozef. And now Jozef is going a little bit higher. And now he's putting the bottom hook in. But watch how Jozef is controlling the top leg of Nicky. And now going into the other side. This is a very good defense from Jozef. All he needs to do is put his left elbow to the ground and he will escape this position. Let's see if he'll manage to do that. Okay, let's see. Okay, that was very nice, but Nicky Rod recovered that position. That was very nice defense from Jozef. Now he's standing up. If you see, like, he's waiting for Nicky to put a hook in, so he can like throw him off him. But yeah, Nicky is not biting. He's not even trying to put the hooks in. Okay, roll through. Let's see. Oh, that was very nice, but Nicky Rod managed to get a body lock. And again, straight into turtle Jozef is. If you see, like, he's not escaping from side control. He's always trying to go into turtle. Because he can create more like momentum, you see. And more force. Because he's in this like turtle position. He can use the hips more. Instead of being in side control and trying to escape from that position. Because you will be like completely stuck if your opponent controls your hips from side control or mount. This is a lot better. It's a little bit riskier because the opponent can get like your back, but you can create a lot more momentum from these positions. You can roll through, you can stand up, you can do like a hip switch, you can do all kinds of things. And in side control, it's so hard to do anything, especially if the guy is good at controlling you from side control. So Nicky Rod is being careful, just trying to get something from this position, but not overcommitting. Now Nicky is going for a choke, but I think Dima told them to stand up because they were losing time in that position. Also, this is supposed to be a high heart rate round, so they were losing a lot of time there and not wasting energy, which Dima likes to put them under pressure all the time. So they are used to it in the tournament. Okay, just hand fighting here, collar tying. Jozef has very good wrestling. Yes, oh my god, that pro was nasty. Straight into the same position they were. Let's see, maybe Dima will tell them to restart again. They are in the same position they were like 2 minutes ago. It is so hard to take the back when they are so slippery. It's completely different from the gi. If you are in the gi from this position, it's like almost over. But in no-gi is so slippery, and this escapes with that like high hip and 4 points defense. It's getting a lot better, so they're getting used to it, defending this position and escaping. I would like to see Nicky Rod open up and attack more. And now he's going for a seatbelt, let's see. Jozef is controlling the hooks, so it's hard for Nicky to put them in. If you see, he's always blocking that top leg of Nicky. Also, maybe Nicky can transition into arm triangle, but Jozef is completely on his right hip, so it will be hard to finish that. Maybe something like a Dars? Yeah, but nothing. Jozef completely recovered. Okay, supine guard, let's see. I think the time is very low. into this round. So let's see if Jozef will manage to do something. Okay, getting on a wrestle up, this is so nice. Nicky Rod straight away countering with armor, but Jozef Chen did that hitchhiker escape, and it's very slippery, so it will be so hard to finish that armbar. And now standing up again, there is not a lot of time, so Jozef is just trying anything. After this 1 minute rest, this is their last round, so they will go all in for sure. Okay, standing up, let's see. Straight away, Nicky going on a single leg and far leg trip. That was amazing. Oh my god, Jozef tried to wrestle up straight into a double leg. Yeah, watch how Jozef is controlling the shoulders of Nicky all the time. Now collar tying, and Nicky is straight away backing up. He doesn't let anything be done to him. It's so interesting. Even if he feels a little bit of pressure, he will back up. And he only attacks if he feels like it's a good position. He is not just completely blasting through with everything he has. Only attacks if he feels that it's a good position for him to attack. And I think Jozef really needs to like sit up, because he's losing time playing supine against Nicky Rod. Like nothing works. Maybe sitting up will be better and chasing him. But also it will be easier for Nicky Rod to get like a body lock on him. So that is also a problem from there. Okay, let's see. Jozef Chen always changing the sides. Always going from reverse de la Hiva to de la Hiva and then back again. Jozef can play every guard. That is one interesting thing about Jozef. He doesn't choose like a one guard. He can play all the guards. Also, he can pass into like pressure. He can pass with like outside passing. He can pass under the legs. He can pass over the legs. So he can play everything. That is what makes him the most dangerous, I think. Because he's not one-dimensional. He can play everything. And again, Nicky is putting the same pressure from the same position. Maybe Jozef can get into like a false rip attempt here, but yeah, Nicky Rod straight away backing away. Again, supine guard for Jozef, just framing the shoulders. This is a good position for Nicky Rod, let's see. But if you see the left knee of Jozef, he's framing the hips of Nicky all the time. So it's so hard for Nicky to gain that like side control position on Jozef. Because Jozef is always like keeping compact. It's hard for Nicky to completely get into that position. Just hand fighting from bottom. Not many people do that from bottom. But Jozef is very good at hand fighting. From bottom and from top. All the time. Pummeling that top lasso. Okay, recentering with Nicky all the time. If you see how he's recentering, that is very important. I see a lot of people giving Nicky like a north-south angle, and he's completely like blasting through into north-south with that reverse body lock. And now they have to like push all the time to recover the guard. But if you recenter straight away, he cannot even start the attack. So it's so important, and it's also important for you not to waste energy. If you recenter all the time with your opponent, you do not waste energy, because he's in front of you and your frames can hold him. Instead of going like into some weird position where you will be forced to push all the time. That was very nice attempt from Nicky, but straight away Jozef was pummeling and framing. Supine guard again. There is not a lot of time left, so Nicky needs to hurry up. Also Jozef, maybe try another wrestle up. That will be nice, because this getting under Nicky didn't work at all. He didn't even manage to get it like 2 times. Only 1 time he did manage to get into single leg kicks and put that like short hook. Now Jozef has inside position with both of his legs. Let's see if he'll manage to do something. But he's laying flat on the ground, so it's hard for him to elevate Nicky. He needs to get like a good angle. Yeah, but Nicky, you see, like he completely disengages. Straight away, if he feels a little bit that something is up, he will like disengage completely. Okay, let's see, maybe a Toreando pass from here. Okay, he is straight away trying to blast through with that knee slice, but Jozef is like recentering and pummeling with his legs. Also, Jozef has very good knee shield game. Like his knee shield is so stable. You can see like how much pressure Nicky is putting, and Jozef is just carrying it on his like knee shield. So let's see. Okay, just pummeling. Maybe a K-guard entry for Jozef, but Nicky is not getting close enough for him to get like an underhook on the legs. Okay, sit up, let's see. Nothing. Joseph straight away going back down. Because Nicky's not letting him even stand up, I think. And Nicky starting to put a lot more pressure now. Knee slicing, that was very nice. Let's see, getting behind the elbows of Joseph. Let's see if he'll take the back from here. That was amazing. Nicky Rod sitting down. He's trying to put Joseph on one hip. But Joseph is keeping compact now. Watch the right leg of Joseph, like hooking that left leg of Nicky. That will make it hard for Nicky to move. And the round ended, so thank you guys for watching and subscribe if you haven't. And check out my Patreon, I post free tips there. And I do personal breakdowns and full guides there, so check it out.